that? He was like, I've been Brad Pitt's stuntman. I've heard a lot of stories from him. The funniest one is probably his first day. If you ever get to interview him, I don't know if you probably interview him for this at some point. I hope you do. Ask him about his first day on a film set doing a driving stunt. I think it was in the middle of the desert, which is just incredible. The fact that he's had a career after that day is exceptional.
Can you tell me a bit about, again, we imagine Berlin, particularly that time, to be very cold, austere. You've talked about all the, cloak and dagger stuff, but the fact that it's kind of really neon lit, the world you live in, and quite hedonistic, and we see what precipitates the fall of the wall. Can you talk to me a bit about that?
Yeah, no, the world that we set the film in is alive, and it's vibrant, and it's people without anything trying to make something, trying to live, trying to love. Very much that kind of thing. Somebody said this to me about Shameless. I can't remember what. I think it was actually Anne-Marie's mother or something like that. Said it's what you do when you don't have anything. You shag each other. Do you know what I mean? And you dance and you drink and you party. And we take that approach of showing what East and West Berlin were like at that time, and the jeopardy inspiring a kind of frenzy and a kind of adrenaline in the people that are involved in it, and the bystanders, the civilians that were involved in it too. Not saying that it's 100%. This is the way Berlin was. This is an artistic eye on what Berlin was like at the time, and this artistic eye is neon lit, sex and drug and alcohol fueled, and people not spying and dying for king and country, but people spying and dying for the love of it and the sheer hate of it at the same time, being compelled to do it.
I hate to put you on the spot like this, but whatever comes to mind, some of your fondest memories of shooting this, what comes to mind if I ask you that? Anything anecdotal is fantastic.
Doing a scene in which I wake up apparently having had a threesome to find myself wearing a plaster cast and tied to a bedpost. That was coming up with that in like 5 minutes, and the director and the producers going like, yeah, that'd be a great idea. That was hilarious. And I was really pleased. There's that kind of creativity and freedom in it, I found. Doing a scene, working with Eddie Marzan again was a great joy. And just standing there freezing our bums off in minus 10 degrees, pretending that we're warm, with Charlize Theron, who's wearing like a mini skirt, and like that was it, a mini skirt and a tank top, and me wearing a string vest tank top as well, try to do scenes and pretend that we're warm. It was pretty funny.
You were very stylishly dressed in this.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Did you research the era and the period, or was that not really necessary given the nature of the movie?
Not so much the era and the period, but because it was a very there's such a stylised approach to it that I feel like the world was created in the script. What I did research was the spy game and spies themselves. And as much as we were shown, arguably a heightened or quite obviously a heightened and not utterly realistic version of spy life, or what it was like to be involved in the spy game at that time or ever, they were all still rooted in truth, I think. And the things that I found that were very illuminating were things like MI5 post-war, actually actively actively looking for alcoholics, looking for closeted gay men, people who were able to be functional in society but had always held a secret. And that was something that I took into the character. Somebody who was very good at hiding things but who was being consumed by something that he was hiding as well. And so I made him an alcoholic, and I tried to make him gay, but they wouldn't let me because they wanted something else to happen in the movie and all that kind of stuff. But I thought that was a really interesting thing, that they were actually looking for people who had been actively hiding things. And also the other reason they actively looked for alcoholics as well is because they thought possibly they would be expendable. They'll die by the time they're in their 40s or their 50s, so they can die with all their secrets. Incredible selection criteria.
You mind doing that one sentence thing of what you hope perhaps audiences might take from it?
I truly, what I hope audiences take from this is just have an amazing, great, adrenaline-filled, fun time in the movie. That's what it's designed to do. And, you know, connect with the characters and fear for them and love for them and hate for them and all of that. But it's, I hope they just have a rip-roaring time seeing some of the best fighting they've ever seen in their lives.